Good morning, children. In today's class, we are going to learn about conjunction. Now, conjunction, as we all know, is one of the parts of speech. In fact, it is the seventh part of speech. Now, if we are asked to define conjunction, what should we say? We should say that a conjunction is a word that joins two words, two phrases and two clauses. We have often seen that two words are being joined with something, or a word is combining two different phrases, or sometimes two clauses have been joined with a word. So the word which is joining these two is known as a conjunction. A conjunction is also known as a linking word because it creates linkage between the two words or the two phrases or the two clauses. For example, Ram and Ashok are good friends. Now Ram is a noun and Ashok is also a noun. These two words or these two nouns have been joined with the help of and. In the second one, he sat by the side of Arun, but in front of me. We find here two different phrases. One is by the side of, another is in front of. These two phrases have been joined with the help of but. And in the third one, she will not go to school because she is ill. We have here two different clauses or sentences, you can say. One is she will not go to school. The other one is she is ill. Now these two clauses have been combined with the help of the word because. So in the first sentence and, in the second sentence but, in the third sentence because, these three are conjunctions. Because these three words are combining two words or two phrases or two clauses. Now conjunctions may be of as many as three kinds. One is coordinating conjunctions, also known as linkers. Then comes subordinating conjunctions. We also call them binders. And finally, we have correlative conjunctions. Now let us discuss the first one, that is coordinating conjunctions. Now, coordinating conjunctions join words, phrases and clauses of the same status or equal structure. What does this mean? This means the two words which you are joining, the two clauses which you are joining, the two phrases which you are combining, those two words or phrases or clauses must be of equal status. It should not be that one is stronger, the other one is weaker. One is noun, the other one is verb. One is a clause, the other one is a phrase. You cannot combine a clause with a phrase with the help of coordinating conjunctions. So, coordinating conjunctions always combine two things, two words, two phrases, two clauses of the same status. Now, look at the examples. Ramesh as well as Mohan is present. We worked and played together. She was sad but hopeful. He spoke loudly but clearly. We met in the library and in the market. They tried hard yet they failed. In the first one, two nouns have been joined. In the second one, two finite verbs have been joined. In the third one, there is one adjective, sad. The other one is hopeful. These two have been combined. The fourth one combines loudly with clearly. In the fifth one, two phrases, in the library and in the market. These two phrases have been joined with the help of and. And finally, there are two clauses. One is they tried hard and another is they failed. These two clauses have been joined with the help of yet. So, in the first one as well as then and, then but, again but, then and finally yet. These are all coordinating conjunctions because they have joined, they have combined like clauses, same kinds of clauses or same kinds of phrases. So we should always keep in mind that coordinating conjunctions always join two words of the same kind, two phrases of the same kind, or two clauses of the same status. They should not be of different status. Now some common examples of coordinating conjunctions are and, as well as, or, otherwise, but, still, nevertheless, while, so, therefore, yet, then, for, etc. These conjunctions always combine words, phrases, or clauses of the same status. Now let us discuss subordinating conjunctions, also known as binders. Now subordinating conjunctions generally combines a subclause with a main clause. So here we find, not like the previous one, it combines two clauses of different status. Generally, a main clause is combined with a subclause, or an independent clause is joined with a dependent clause. Now we can classify subordinating conjunctions into different kinds. The first one of which is time. Now there are many subordinating conjunctions which indicate time, like when, while, after, before, till, until, as soon as, no sooner, ... than. Here we find different examples also. I will ask every one of you to look at these examples carefully. In the first sentence, when the sun rises, the darkness disappears. Now here we find two unlike clauses. One is subordinate clause, commonly known as subclause. The other one is main clause or independent clause. So when the sun rises is a subclause and the darkness disappears is a main clause or independent clause. Now these two kinds of clauses have been joined with the help of when. In the second one, look, I saw him while I was returning from the market. I saw him is an independent clause or a main clause. And from while to the full stop, that is while I was returning from the market, this one is subclause. So subordinating conjunctions always combine a main clause with a subclause. Therefore, not like the previous one, here we find the two clauses of different status. And in the previous one, coordinating conjunctions, I hope all of you remember, there we have found that two words, two phrases or two clauses of the same status are combined. So like time, we have here reason. The conjunctions are as, because. These two are commonly used. So as and because are again subordinating conjunctions. Look at the sentences. As I was busy, I could not come. He did not go to school because he was ill. In both the sentences, one is independent clause, the other one is dependent clause. That is, one is main clause and the other one is subclause. The third one is result or effect. The conjunctions are so ... that, such ... that. He was so weak that he could not walk any longer. And the second one, he is such a fool that I cannot trust him. So again in both the sentences, one is main clause, the other one is subclause. This is what exactly a subordinating conjunction does. It combines a main clause with a subclause. Now, subordinating conjunctions of purpose. Look at the sentence, speak loudly so that everyone can hear it. So here again we have two clauses. One is speak loudly, which is the main clause, and so that everyone can hear it is the subclause. These two clauses, a main clause and the subclause, have been combined. Now condition. The conjunctions are if, unless, whether or not, provided. Look at the examples. If you work hard, you will succeed. Now, if you work hard is the subclause, you will succeed is the main clause. Second one, unless you work hard, you will not succeed. Well, the difference between if and unless is what? Unless means if not. So, unless you work hard means if you don't work hard, you will not succeed. So, again, unless you work hard is the subclause and you will not succeed is the main clause. Tell me whether or not you are interested. Here whether or not is the conjunction. tell me is the main clause. Whether or not you are interested is the subclause. Similarly, in the final one, look, I shall help you provided you help me. So I shall help you only when you help me. So provided you help me is the subclause and I shall help you is the main clause. So the conjunction is provided. Now we have some subordinating conjunctions for comparison. He is as tall as you. Now after you there is are, which is understood, generally not written. Everyone knows that there is a verb are. I am taller than you. Arun is not as tall as Ravi. So here in every case there are main clauses and there are sub clauses which have been joined with the help of conjunctions called subordinating conjunctions. Similarly, we have some subordinating conjunctions for manner. As if, as though are the two commonly used subordinating conjunctions. She behaves as if she were a queen. Now note one thing, here she is followed by were. It is actually called subjunctive mood or impossible condition of adverb clause. So she behaves as if she were queen. Means she is behaving thinking that she is a queen. So the sentence is written in this way and it is not was but were comes after the subject of the subclause. The second one of this, he behaves as though he were a mad. Again look, it is not was but were. So as if and as though have joined the main clauses with the subclauses. And finally, we have subordinating conjunctions like though, although, notwithstanding. Let me tell you, though and although are same. Whatever you want, you can use. Look at the examples. Though he is poor, he is honest. And second one is, notwithstanding he was defeated, he did not give up. So in spite of being defeated, he did not surrender. Now, notwithstanding may be a new word to you. It expresses the idea of although. Now, let us discuss the third kind of conjunction, which is correlative conjunction. Now, a correlative conjunction is always used in pairs. The conjunctions are both ... and, either or. You must have used sentences with either or, neither nor, not only but also, scarcely ... when, hardly ... when. And look at the examples. He helped me both with men and with money. Either he or his friend is guilty. He takes neither tea nor coffee. He helped not only me but also my brother. Scarcely had he left home when it began to rain. Hardly had he seen the snake when he fled. So these are the examples of correlative conjunctions. Now here we come to the end of this discussion about conjunctions. Hope all of you have understood. I ask every one of you to memorize and use these conjunctions in your sentences. That will help you to get a clear idea. Thank you so much.